Get out!
Hello tankers and tankettes, time for another viewer spotlight, and this time it's actually two of my own. Yeah, as you may or may not be aware, I'm actually a clan commander, Cirque 2, which is basically it was a clan created for the fans of the stream. Circon's already got Cirque going, and there's going to be a Cirque 3 soon enough, so yeah, that the franchise is expanding. Anyway, this is from Shoko, and he's actually platooned up with possibly Funk Driver. I'm not quite sure how to say that, but they're both in Cirque 2. So all I can say is, good job, boys. This turned out to be a pretty nice match, and it's nice for a couple of reasons. It shows, basically, it shows what this thing can do, because we're looking at right now the Panther M10, which is basically a premium Panther. It's a Panther with, I think it's pretty much a historical setup, and the thing that makes the M10 special is that it was, there was one particular operation in World War II where the Germans disguised a couple of these things. I don't think it was particularly successful. But basically all you need to know about it is that it's a Panther with the L70 gun. And immediately, Shoko's put himself in what is a pretty good position if you're in a medium. This area here, well, if you watch the stream at all, you'll know this is a very good place to go, especially if you're in a mobile medium tank, something like a Cromwell, for instance. Now, the advantage is you get to snipe not only into the flank of people pushing the northwest corner, but you can also snipe down the side of the tracks at people pushing on the bridge on the 7 line. This disadvantage is you can potentially be shot from both sides. So it's a good position, but you need to know when to run away. However, Shoko really does a pretty decent job here of using the terrain. And yes, the Panther doesn't have amazing gun depression, but you'll see here that all the tanks there are really engaged with the friendly tanks, and he's actually alone in this spot here, so he's not attracting too much attention. He's had one shot so far, but he's actually fairly free to just put some fire into their flanks, and he's not hit so much yet, but once he starts doing damage, oh boy, you'll know about it. There's a couple of tough opponents there. The AC probably is the most tough, because against tier 7s, the AC 46 has got quite good armor. It's capable of bouncing. So when you see tier 8 and up, it's not going to bounce so much. And here's the other good feature of being here, is you can shoot underneath the tracks. You get some good shots into this T-34, but the guy wisely runs away. We're going to see a Churchill 7 very shortly, yep, who isn't quite so wise. I don't know quite what he's thinking, but he misjudges this. Trundles forward, and unfortunately Funk Driver's just died. He trundles forward, and he's going to pay the price for that. Now, low health enemy, bam, unfortunate miss. But there's a couple of low health enemies there now, and this is not a high alpha gun, but it's got reasonable penetration, so that's, low health enemies, nominal, you want that. Look at this Churchill 7, he's just parked himself side on. His armour is worthless at this point. I don't know what this guy was thinking. It was not a good strategy. Because even backing behind the trains, he's still just going to get shot, as he's finding out to his cost. One more. There we go. So that's the first kill. There will be more to follow. And the rest of the team's not doing too badly. There we go, kill 2. It's not like this was going to be a runaway either way. It was fairly hard fought at this corner. And the other flank is actually done quite successfully, but if you look at the trace on the minimap, an enemy T-21 has actually broken through. So the friendly artillery isn't going to last that much longer. Unfortunately, he doesn't quite get that guy, but he's up to 3 kills now. And he's finally, they're finally paying attention to the fact that some of their team have noticed and taken note that they're being shot from the flank. But for this SU, 122, it's just too late. And there's that T21, take note of him. Low health KV-1S, bam, there's another one, 5 kills. This AC is still alive, and yeah, with 150 pen, you're going to be bouncing quite a lot of shots off the AC-46, unless you can get his weak spots reliably. Now he's actually switched to premium shells there, because he doesn't have time to sit and aim with this guy pointing his gun. Because depending what gun the AC has got, it is reasonably fast firing if it's the 90mm. Ah, now note that where that came from. Yeah, there's that T21 who's being cheeky. And yes, the T21 is not a particularly dangerous opponent, but it's, if you ignore one shooting at your rear armour, yeah, that's not a good idea. And I'm not sure if it's Shoko just decides to chase him down because he doesn't want the rest of the team to cap and for this guy to get away, or if he was just annoyed by the fact he was getting shot in the ass. But yeah, chase him down he does, so we know roughly kind of where he was, where he could have been. And note that during that shooting he wasn't actually lit up at all. With the AC lighting up, the T21 didn't actually need to be within spotting range himself. He just needed to be within render range, basically. So he's having a look. There's no chance for this guy to cap, so that's not really an issue. I know the damage that's been done up to this time. I mean, 150 pen doesn't sound great, but you can make it work on a medium tank. Oh, here we go. He's just drove right into that shot. How very, very, very considerate. And bam. 7 kills. 3k damage. Not bad. And like I said, this thing is basically a Panther, and the Panther is a pretty decent medium. Of course, the Panther, you get the long L100 gun, and then bam, kill 8. Radley Walters, here we come. The Panther gets the long L100 gun, which has got, well, it looks ridiculous, and it's also got quite a decent amount of pen. But the gun that comes before it is still fairly usable. It just depends what tank it's attached to. And I hated the 3002 DB, to be honest. But that has had a bit of a buff since I last played it, so maybe it's better with that gun now. So there we are. That was quite nice as a game, and it goes to show what this tank can do to some extent. But I think it shows more what you can do in that particular spot on this particular map. But if you're starting on the southern flank and you're in the right sort of a tank, that is definitely a good place to at least try. And yes, artillery can make it quite tricky sometimes, which is why it's good to stick with a mobile tank. You don't want to be going there with a slow tank destroy, for instance. You'll just be artillery food. But you can do good things there. And there's always a lucky element involved in a good game. It's someone missing a crucial shot or whatever, and he had a lot of low health enemies to clear up there quite quickly, but that's a good damage count. It's not like he was kill stealing all the time. So on the whole, I would say yes, well done boys, well done. If you liked this video, you can of course hit the like button, you can subscribe to my channel, and as always, stay tuned for more.